Hey guys, welcome to The Sophisticated Scoundrel. Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of understanding that progress comes very slowly over time. So those of you who feel like you've been at something for a while, maybe you're working on some self-improvement but haven't seen the results, be patient. But before I do that, be sure to download the new guide I have, Mastering the Art of Attracting Feminine Women. You can grab that down below. And this is a guide I put together because a lot of men are looking to attract women, but it's important to realize that it's not just about attracting women, it's about attracting feminine women. And so I put together this very short guide on some things that you can do to make sure feminine women come into your life. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. And I actually did a post on this last week on Miami Vice Life. And the idea is that it takes a long time for you to actually change certain behaviors. You know, when I first started getting into self-improvement and shedding some of the things that I used to do, like when I was a lot younger, I was definitely a victim of not being able to make decisions as firmly as I do now. I didn't understand that being a man and being masculine involved being using a leadership role. It was something that I naturally did because of work, but when it came to personal life or relationships, I didn't connect the dots, and my relationships suffered because I wasn't a good leader in them. Now, the difference though is that while it can take a while for you to change and adopt new behaviors, deciding to change can be an instant. If you have been hitting your head against the wall and you realize like, man, no matter what I do, I can't seem to figure it out. And if you decide after you've had enough that, you know what, I'm going to change this behavior now. Now you might not know how to do it, but you can make that change in an instant. Once you've had enough pain, once you've suffered through enough of banging your head against the wall, people get to a point where you're like, that's it, I've had enough. Today is the day, and I have to do something about it now. And that's literally what happened to myself. I got to a point where things were not working, especially when it came to relationships and understanding women and dating and things like that. And I got to a point where I'm like, something needs to change. And I remember clearly the day where I told myself, all right, from this day forward, I'm going to figure this out. Now, it took some time to understand things and really soak it up and then embody those behaviors that would then bring about the change that I wanted. But I decided right then and there. And so this is something that you can do. If you've had enough, if you've just simply realized, I need to do something different. Maybe you are a guy who just doesn't know how to meet women, or maybe you're a guy who continuously dates women with a lot of drama. I've coached a lot of guys like that. Or maybe you're a guy who just procrastinates all the time. You know you should be doing something, but you end up sitting around wasting time, playing video games, drinking, whatever it may be. If you reach that point where you are so sick of it, then you can literally change in an instant. Now, the next part of it, which is actually adopting those new behaviors, this can take some time, but here's the beauty of this process, is that when you decide to do it, you're going to seek out information. Obviously, if you've found this channel or my Instagram, you probably had something already inside of you that you knew needed to change, that you wanted to learn about. You knew there was something tweaking, but you just didn't know how, so you sought information, much like how I did when I was younger. So now that you've done that, what you can do then is to pick one area that you know you need work on, look up a solution for it, and then tell yourself, I am going to start doing this now. You will not be able to completely embody that new behavior immediately. It's very difficult because you're essentially shedding years and years of the same repetitious behavior that you've been doing up until this point. If you're a guy who's been indecisive your entire life, all of a sudden becoming a man who is decisive, who makes decisions, it's something that your body isn't used to doing. Your body has been trained to recognize and then act on a specific behavioral pattern, which is that of being indecisive. So in order to then change that behavior, you actually have to do something that's very uncomfortable, something that you may not internally feel safe doing. You feel like something could go terribly wrong. But if you look up how to do things, get advice, and then just simply open up your mind so that you just trust, like, hey, these people out there have done it. They've had success. I'm just going to copy and do what they say. And you take that leap of faith, your body will slowly start to soften and change into that new behavior. And the crazy thing is, you do this enough time, you repeat this daily, many times a day. You do it for a month, 2 months, 6 months. When you look back on who you were 6 months ago, all of a sudden that person, that version of yourself will become unrecognizable. Because that's literally what happened to me. I had to start a whole new set of behaviors. And like I said, at the beginning, it was very, very awkward. I thought I was going to mess up. I thought there were going to be some very harsh ramifications if I took on these new set of behaviors. It was a lot easier to just stay with what I knew, stayed comfortable doing, what I knew my whole entire life, and I wasn't confident to try something new. I didn't think it would work for me, and a lot of guys think that way. But I did it anyway because I had reached my pain threshold. I had hit rock bottom, and I knew I had to do something, anything besides what I had been doing up until that point. And lo and behold, I was able to master it, master it, and completely adopt a different way of behavior, a different way of thinking. And then, of course, through that, I got a completely different set of outcomes. So I want you guys to realize that stuff like this, it does take time, but you can do it if you decide to do it. The information is out there, but you have to be the one to decide for yourself that I'm going to do this. No one else is going to force you to do it. And unless you decide for yourself that, hey, I want this new set of behaviors, then you won't be able to change. So for all of you guys out there who know that something needs to happen, understand that, make that decision quickly. And then no matter how awkward it is or how much you fuck up when you first try, do it. And then do it again, and then keep doing it. I've been there, so I know the fear and the trepidations, but trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. So that's the point I want to make, is that if you don't see that success right away, just trust the process, find someone who's done it, listen to the advice of someone that you respect, and just go for it. Kind of take a leap of faith and let your body adjust to a new set of behaviors and patterns, even though it might be something so foreign to you. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you guys have gone through this yourself, please leave in the comments what you've gone through. What was the behavior that you changed? How did you do it? And then after you did it, how did your life change after adopting that new set of behaviors? Please let me know in those comments below. If you'd like to work with me in one-on-one for personal coaching, I have links down below, so you can click on those and then book a session with yours truly. All right, guys, we will see you in the next one.